Hello! Last night, or should I say this morning, as it was about 3 or 4 AM as I couldn't sleep, I was scrolling through gaming news trying to find something to make a video on, and I came across this article that said there are a ton of free games just released this month on Steam. So today I'm going to quickly go through 10 free games that just dropped in September that you can pick up on Steam. Just to note, these aren't huge games like Red Dead, Cyberpunk, The Last of Us, etc. They're much smaller indie titles, but you might find something that you still enjoy in this list. First up is a game that plays homage to the 1989 classic Rick Dangerous. This is Daisy Dangerous, which is a 2D puzzle platformer which sets players in a dark, treacherous world filled with intricate challenges and precision-based platforming. Avoid deadly traps such as rolling boulders, spikes, and other hidden hazards that demand quick reflexes and careful planning. Daisy is equipped with a rifle and limited supplies of bombs and bullets. And this game can be enjoyed by pretty much anyone with a PC or a laptop because this game only needs 2GB of RAM, an Intel HD graphics 4000 series, and 100 megabytes of space. If you're looking for something to compare this game to, I'd say it reminds me of something like Celeste, which is a game that I've been playing a lot recently. The next game isn't for me, but maybe it would be for you. It's a horror game, which personally I don't play too many of, but this is, I think it's called Horse of Irondos. Don't know how you pronounce it, but that might be close, hopefully. But yeah, it's a horror game set in the 80s. It has limited stamina and a flashlight that at certain times will be unusable. Each section in this game has its own puzzles and enemies, and it will be more difficult than the previous as you progress. Each section has secrets of the story, which, by joining together, you can understand more clearly, and you'll find radios throughout the game which contain dialogue that will tell you how to solve the puzzles, and some will tell you the story, indirectly making you discover what is hidden behind the story of the Afghan mansion and its inhuman experiments. This is another game that doesn't need a supercomputer to run. An Intel Core i3 and just 4GB of RAM and only 3GB of space will be all you need to play this title. Next up, maybe you like shopping but don't have much money in your bank account right now. Well, you can go shopping with your friends digitally by playing the multiplayer supermarket simulator Supermarket Together. Stock your shop, unlock perks and franchises, hire employees, or chase pesky shoplifters. The more players, the more action. This one released a little bit earlier, back on August 9th, but has received very positive reviews. 92% of its 13,000 user reviews are positive. And again, you don't need a powerhouse machine, just 4GB of RAM, an Intel Core i3, and 4GB of available space is all you need. Next up, we have Warhammer 40k Speed Freaks, which is a combat-fueled racing game in the Warhammer series. Drive ramshackle vehicles loaded with bombastic weapons and powerful abilities in a breakneck full-throttle speed wagon to the death. This game has tons of vehicles, intense racing, multiple game modes, and of course it's set in the Warhammer universe. This one requires a little bit more space, 20GB is what you're going to need, but you don't need an upgrade of a PC really, an Intel Core i5 and 4GB of RAM, and a very low level graphics card such as a Nvidia GTX 1650, a 4GB card, will get you through this game. Next up, we have another horror game. This is Save Teaser Before the Dawn. You experience a desperate escape in a hyper-realistic 6,000-ton ship and immerse yourself in a realistic atmosphere of mystery and horror. This game also has mostly positive reviews. The objective is escape the Sonara, which is the name of the ship. You have no weapons, no powers, gather items and clues to escape. Collect items and clues to unravel hidden secrets of Sonara. Brace your fear and move forward. Stay calm and escape from the sinking ship. Now let's go back to something more relaxing. We have Squared Adventure, which is a really neat looking 2D platformer with lovely pixel graphics. You embark on a journey throughout tunnels, caves and ancient temples, solving puzzles and fighting all kinds of hostile creatures. You have to be smart, avoid the traps, and think carefully. This game has 100% positive reviews. It only has 25, but by the looks of it, I think it deserves more. It looks visually pleasing, looks quite fun to play, and if you want to have a go, it's free, so why not? Again, this is a game that you don't need an absolute massive machine to run. 1 gig of RAM, 200 megabytes of space. A game that pretty much anyone can run, so give it a try. The next game on today's list is also another platformer. We have Emerald Dreams Sanity, a platformer quest. Title could be a bit smaller, but that aside, the game is a 2.5D platformer and adventure Metroidvania that takes you on a journey throughout mysterious worlds. The game offers a rich story set in a dark fantasy universe, which every decision you make can lead to one of multiple endings. This game also has very positive reviews. 95% of the 82 reviews are positive. It has multi-layered gameplay and unique puzzles, a sanity system where you immerse yourself in the physiological state of your character, which influences the perception of the world and unlocks new possibilities and storylines. Every step in your exploration alters your perspective on the unfolding events. And as I said, a rich narrative with multiple endings. Once again, only need an Intel i3, 4GB of RAM and 2GB of space to run this game. Games that are quite similar to this would be something such as Hollow Knight, which is one that I just picked up as well, but have yet to play. Next up is Runeseeker, which is an early access strategy-based roguelike. Looks like it could be pretty fun if you're a fan of this genre. You have to uncover the secrets of a world created and destroyed by runes. This has mostly positive reviews. It's a strategy card game with turn-based combat. Each match's terrain will be generated at random, so players will never encounter the same field twice throughout their journeys. This game incorporates strategy and tactics into almost every action, not only in the layout of the squad at the beginning of the game, but also in how you construct your squad, develop your base, and collect runes. Again, this game doesn't need a huge PC to run. 4GB of RAM and 4GB of space with a low-tier graphics card such as an Nvidia GeForce 510 is all you need. I feel like I'm saying that a lot. Common theme with all these free games, you don't need a beastly machine. Next up is Capital, which, to be honest, not to be mean, but it looks like GTA 5 if someone downed about 14 units of alcohol before they started developing the game. It's a non-linear action-adventure heist game with destructible buildings. Buy loot, customize cars, invest in military equipment such as helicopters and tanks, and then get your mansion. This one looks like a personal project, bit of an outlier on the list. And to be honest, you do need 38GB of space, so I might leave this one out. I just thought it was kind of funny, so we're including it in here. You do need 16GB of RAM too, so for this one, yeah, you do kind of need a supercomputer. It's not very well optimized. But who knows, could be fun for some meme potential. If you're a creator, maybe make a video on it, because I'm not going to. I'm not downloading a 40GB game. Next up is what I would describe as an indie Need for Speed clone. It's Real Car Off-Road Racing Drift, which is a mouthful of a name. Kinda looks like a mobile Need for Speed. You race and drift to gain points, and you'll unlock and customize more than 100 vehicles with those points. Drive freely around a huge open world environment inspired by old wild stories. Explore and have fun driving your own way. This is obviously a multiplayer and single player title. Doesn't have many reviews, but those that it does have are mostly positive, just at 70% positive. And for this one, back down to the nice low level PCs needed, an Intel Core i5, 8GB of RAM and 3GB of space. And that's it. I want to give an honourable mention quickly to another free game that I found called Ball Control. You are a ball, and you have to use your finger skills to reach the green zone. This one is a maze style game that requires careful precision to guide a ball to the goal. Simple but rewarding, which sometimes is exactly what you need. And of course, again, you don't need a huge PC. This game is just 1GB in space and requires 2GB of RAM. Incredibly simple, low poly blockout style. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching this video. I'll do more stuff like this in the future when I come across a collection of free or discounted games on Steam or other platforms, and I hope you tune in to future videos like that and the other stuff. Make sure to subscribe if you are not already, as I think 33% of people that watched my videos in the past 30 days were not subscribed. So yeah, alright, see you, goodbye.